Well, thanks. Thanks for making me feel so. Right, well, I'm sure you'll all agree that my first duty today, that was getting Warren here sober-ish, relatively sober. Getting him, getting him here on time and eventually married was a complete success, because here he is, he's married, and that's great. Of course, it goes without saying that I'd like to personally thank Warren for giving me this job. I'm sure it was. You feel probably quite foolish at the time for asking me to be best man.
Feel foolish now?
Yeah. I'm sure it was possibly against the better judgment of others as well.
Everybody.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks again for putting the trust in me for carrying out such an important task. Yeah, thanks, mate. Anyway, there are obviously some very important people here today. That's enough about me. But no, seriously, without those people, none of this would have been necessary or indeed worth it. However, the great thing about an occasion such as this is, as the evening progresses, we all get a chance to get to know these people a little bit better and have some time talking with them. So I'd like you to join with my first very special toast of the day, and that's the bar staff.
Is there going to be some tonight then?
Yeah, it's a bit. I did worry about that actually last night when I thought maybe I should scrub that paragraph. Now, Warren. Honest, humble, good looking, incredibly helpful.
Do you want glasses?
You better go Specsavers as well.
Incredibly helpful, witty and brave are all words that Warren would use to describe himself. But seriously, this is the point where I'm supposed to say all the good things about Warren, all the good things he's done, and indeed, well, you want to hear about all the bad things he's done. I'm supposed to waffle on about all these bits and bobs he got up to and we got up to on our stomping ground. Of course, there is one problem with telling you of all the stories we got up to on our stomping ground, and that's the presence of children. Like all friends, we had our downs as well as our ups. I remember a time when a petty argument over a simple matter of whose matches we'd used to try and ignite 5 litres of creosote in Bob's shed spiralled out of control. He called me big ears, I called him smelly, we all both run home crying in different directions. But sure enough, as all good friends do, the next day he emailed me from work and everything was okay. It was particularly in our teenage years that these little spats got more and more frequent and would often arise over a young lady. They'd generally be of the I saw her first, now I did variety. I'd like to say we worked out these disputes amicably, but Warren was the smooth-talking only developer of the two of us, and he genuinely did believe he could have any girl he pleased. Unfortunately for him though, as I'm sure Judith will agree, he never managed to please any of them. Whilst trawling through memories of our capers, there were a few suitable for family viewing that came to the fore. For example, the small tool, and you'll remember this rocks. The small tool we found in my dad's garage, which we later found out to be a tyre valve remover. We executed the use of this tool on a few cars around Camel Estate. Lads having fun, you might say, quite a normal thing, until of course I go on to reveal that they were all police cars. And even I remember the local bobby, PC Buffin's bikes are coming to our attacks. Now, PC Buffin, that rather eloquently brings me on to the subject of PC Buffin. Now, I can assure you Warren's feeling just a little bit uncomfortable in his seat now, as I would if my parents were here as well. I can't really say too much about these sort of times with PC Buffin because I understand there's a policeman here today, or an ex-policeman here today, and he still may have the power of arrest, so too much. I'm sure, I will tell you one though, I'm sure Warren will remember being caught putting a party popper through some poor old lady's door when we were young. And the bike-to-bike close quarters pursuit that entailed between ourselves and Mr. Buffin through Camel Estate. Anyway, we eventually grew up, or I should say we eventually got older, and began to enjoy nights out on the beer, of which there were many. Not that we notice it nowadays, of course. In fact, I think we were the only people on Camel Estate that could walk into El Greco's kebab house, nod knowingly to the owner and just say the usual, please. I'm sure you can all relate to this sort of closing down the last stage in our lives, yeah, that sounds rather sound, doesn't it? Our stomping around, if you like, and that's what I call the gym stage. Well, I can assure you, we did try this out, to be honest. We did try going to the gym a few times, but we found it extremely expensive. Now, I'm not saying we weren't regulars, but every time we went, all the equipment had changed and we had to be re-inducted. And at £35 a time, it's hardly any wonder we only went once a year. Well, Warren had been stuck to me now for some years, until that is, he met his lovely bride, to be at the time. Since then, I've never known him to be happier or busier, and considering he's now spending far less time down the pub and indeed down the gym, it's certainly a testament to the way he feels about Judith. Well, with nothing left in my legal arsenal of embarrassment to say, other than reminding him of a long-standing bet involving £1,000, which we'll settle out later, I have one more job to do, and that is to toast the bride and groom. So please join me in raising your glasses to Judith and Warren.
Judith and Warren.
Thank you.
You can sit down, shall I?